You too, what it do, man? Straight the third. We back with another reaction. Something we usually do on the channel. Most dangerous cities in America. That's really a playlist I've been going through. So if y'all hate the title names, let me know in the comments. But these the most dangerous cities in America. So I'm tapping in. That's gonna be the playlist. That's how we rocking. This time we got Detroit. Mainly we talking about Peezy the rapper. Famous rapper out of Detroit. He's super high. He can definitely rap. You know what I'm saying? Bump a couple of his songs. Cool nigga. Smart nigga too. You know what I'm saying? Tell you how to get some money. So let's go ahead and tap into this jam.
We're back on the hunt for a couple of Detroit's most wanted criminals.
Police are still looking for the
Detroit's
gunman.
most wanted.
Balling is not a crime.
Way before rapping, I was out
That's why I
sliding
was out
getting
there so
glitz.
long.
Welcome back to
Them
another
shots was
episode
let
of
him hit.
True
Y'all
Street
niggas working till
TV,
I'm
where we
rich.
cover
I'm getting
everything
back,
street
make it
related.
clear.
Hit that like, subscribe,
Damn.
notification
Y'all
bell, and
niggas
let's
trying
get
to
right
get
into
rich.
it.
Smoking
Today's
on
story
this
brings
pressure,
us
bitch,
to
I'm hiding
Detroit,
in them
Michigan,
zips.
the fourth largest city in the
Damn.
Midwest.
16
Detroit
zips,
has
that's
a
the
very
OP.
deep history.
Flipping
When
that
African
shit
Americans
till I
began
get
fleeing
up
the
in that
South,
V.
Detroit was a top
Yeah,
destination as there were many
quick
jobs
freestyle for
available
y'all.
as guys like Henry Ford, the Dodge brothers, and Walter Chrysler all lost their
Detroit was
businesses in
popping back in the
Detroit,
day.
making the city the country's leading car manufacturer, with many Americans able to live comfortably on these wages. The downfall of Detroit began during the 1960s when racial tension and the civil rights movement was in full effect, causing white flight to rapidly decrease Detroit's population and economy.
Black people were excluded from white areas by way of violence or economic discrimination. Those who lived through it say that treatment helped spark the 1967 riots and a mass white exodus from the city.
The city was also hit very hard by the crack era and seems to really have never recovered since then. But that's enough about Detroit. Let's talk about the man who brings us here today, Philip Peaks, or better known by his rap name, Team Eastside Peezy. And as you can tell by the name, Peezy hails from the city's east side. Although Detroit is a dangerous city, no matter what side you are on, the east side is known for being the most ghetto and dangerous side of Detroit. Peezy would describe being born into a family of drug dealers, growing up with his mother on the east side, specifically 6 Mile and Cedar Grove, dubbed Cheddar Grove by Team Eastside. Drug dealing and using was an everyday part of life in this neighborhood, and Peezy didn't exactly have a chance at a normal life.
Damn, you lived in crack houses?
Hell yeah.
Just because you were homeless at the time and you had
No,
to figure
I wasn't homeless. It's just like my family was on drugs and shit. You know?
Oh.
Cooking dope in the house, smoking dope in the basement.
Peezy would bounce back in between his mother's house on the east side and his grandmother's house on the west side, where he struggled with being poor on both sides. Peezy would describe having to get kerosene every morning to heat up the house and going to school every day smelling like gas, which embarrassed him.
Got to go to the gas station to get kerosene, to fill the heaters up and all that type shit, man. Just going to school smelling like fumes and, you know what I'm saying? That shit just was sickening, bro. I stopped going.
He would drop out of high school his junior year and went to stay on 6 Mile full time. He wrote his first rap in high school for fun and didn't actually picture himself being a rapper, as this was the Big Meech era.
Everybody shining like new money. There ain't no other crew like this in the world, and there never will be another one.
Peezy would spend his high school years hustling in the streets and shooting dice. By 2005, Big Meech had been indicted after trying to go legal in the rap game, with Blue Da Vinci being his solo artist. The feds would foil BMF plans and take down the entire crew, including Blue Da Vinci, but many Detroit guys followed suit and began trying to take their street hustling ways to the booth and make it out off of rap. Peezy's close friend, Team Eastside Snoop, would take him to the studio around 2007 and influence Peezy to start rapping. In 2011, Team Eastside would start dropping music as a group. The crew dropped their first project this year called We In Here, one of the songs being a Peezy single called Real Talk, where he spoke about troubles with his child's mother. This song has over 1 million views with no video.
Don't depend on nobody, you wanna come up with some bands, find a crew of loyal niggas and y'all come up with a plan.
In 2012, Team Eastside released Welcome to Our Side, which was making huge waves across Detroit and other Midwest cities, with songs like You Don't Work, You Don't Eat.
Cheddar Grove boys, them my motherfucking comrade, and we shoot tricks, sell dog food and all that.
Club 007 was a strip club and was the crew's headquarters, where they pushed a lot of their music and handled a lot of their street business.
Man, I had so much fun at this
Getting
bitch,
that shit
man.
off like fentanyl.
This is where it all started, man. This is where they broke my music at.
They would release another project again called Bag Life in November of the same year, further establishing them as one of the best upcoming Detroit rap groups. Peezy was close with Icewear Vezo as well, and Vezo was well known for being the lean plug in Detroit, and would later admit he would dilute the lean with K-Roll syrup, quickly making him thousands of dollars per day.
Everything I love, I K-Roll my whole city. Ain't nobody know. I fucked the whole Detroit, Michigan up.
Right.
Showed everybody fake lean. My shit was rocking too, and I was rapping about it.
Like many stories I cover, amongst all the success
That nigga
brought
said I
hate,
saw
as well-beloved
everybody
member
fake
Team
lean.
Eastside
That's
Reek was shot to death
real.
on Detroit's East Side around this
Nigga
time.
mixed the
The next year in
K-Roll.
2014,
Nigga
Peezy would
said, hold
release
on,
his
hold on,
first
hold on, hold
solo.
on. Nigga go 30% Walk Hard, 70% K-Roll in
Project
there.
Mud Music.
I done been down long enough, I'm trying to live it up.
Niggas
I
get a
done
little
been down
high.
on my luck, I'm trying to get it up.
This mixtape was an absolute hit in the streets and one of my favorite all-time mixtapes, with classic songs like Ballin' Ain't a Crime with Big Meech on the intro.
If you shooting out the way in the hood, serve. Blood your rollie, ice your buckets, nigga, you deserve it. Nigga, go ahead and shine, ball, let it crack.
And other songs like Hold On and My Story, which both have millions of views without any video. Well-known Detroit rapper T Grizzly would make an appearance on this tape on the song Quick.
I would let niggas get rich with me, but they run off with a quarter instead of trying to build a brick with me.
This mixtape was in heavy rotation in the streets, and Peezy quickly became one of the hottest rappers in Detroit, with a strong fan base growing in surrounding cities like Milwaukee, Chicago, and even as far as Oakland, California. Peezy would also remix Young Jeezy's.
Niggas really fuck up all the networking shit, whether it's legal or you know what I'm saying, illegal shit. They fuck up a network for a quick $200, knowing later down the line that nigga that made M's, like the nigga you ran off $200, $300 with. Now that nigga up M's, you could have been there right with, bruh.
Song Seen It All in August of this year.
When Ski was going to trial, I prayed. My nigga ain't snitched, they gave him 35 years. Got a young nigga thinking, should I just go straight?
Team Eastside as a group would release their final collab tape, Ghetto Boys, in September, with songs like Pray For Me and Money, Power, and Lean going crazy in the streets. Peezy would waste no time dropping Mud Music 2 in December of the same year, with classic songs like Young Nigga World.
Looking at my life, I'm just blessed just to be here. Got so much shit on my mind, I can't think clear.
100.
I'm chasing 100. Some niggas just don't understand me. I'm trying to take care of my family.
And Ooh La La.
Man, tell you one thing, they even hated on Jesus. I'ma keep smoking lean and walking out the bank singing like.
This would quickly establish Peezy as one of the best rappers in Detroit, with 2 timeless mixtapes back-to-back. In 2015, other Team Eastside members also began making noise on their own, like Team Eastside 80s, Babyface Ray, and Dame Dot. This same year, Peezy would release Freestyle that sits with over 4 million views today. He would also release Mud, Sweat, and Tears in September of 2015, with songs like Titty Bar depicting their experiences in 007, including one of his friends getting killed right outside the club.
Lit up to the Titty Bar to get us some drinks. Leaving out my young dog got hit with a K.
Another song off that tape called Before Rap, where Peezy speaks about his hood and how they've been in the streets before becoming rappers. Peezy also mentions a guy named Ed Boy in this song.
Got my sack in the bed, in the yard by the bush. My nigga Ed Boy sitting in the car with the fully.
He also had industry artists on this tape like Kevin Gates, Young Buck, and Project Pat, as well as some beats produced by Zaytoven. He would do a Welcome Out interview shortly after this tape and show 007 and explain how he was shot standing outside of the club. He also shows Ed Boy in this interview and explains how he doesn't know why Dame Dot doesn't mess with Team Eastside anymore.
All my original Team Eastside niggas is on all my CDs. The only one that ain't is Dame, and that's because he choose to be. I never really just figured out like why bro don't really rock with us like that no more. I don't know.
The east side of Detroit would be struck with bad news December 1st, 2015, when outside of a liquor store, a female and a small boy can be seen sitting on the hood of a Dodge Challenger. As the car began to pull off from the store, 2 shooters, one in a black hoodie and one in a blue hoodie, ran up and began shooting into the car. Their 21-year-old target, Stephen Henderson, was killed, as well as a 13-year-old girl named Aaliyah Thomas, who sat in the passenger seat. Detroit police would be put under immense pressure after this brazen broad-day killing. The FBI will come into Detroit and begin building their case. Peezy released a second freestyle on Christmas Eve 2015, ending the year with another big song. Local fans complained that Mud, Sweat, and Tears was too industry sounding, and they wanted Peezy to go back to his Mud music sound, which he intended to deliver on his following project, which he dropped in the beginning of 2016.
Still be on the same street, still be with my same niggas, and still fuck the other side, that ain't changed with me.
As well as another project called The Realist, which came out shortly after around March, a short EP with songs like Talk My Shit making huge waves. In the coming months, the feds will begin piecing the double murder case together, as well as getting CIs to give up information on Cheddar Grove members. In June of 2016, 2 Team Eastside members, Edwin Mills, who goes by Ed Boy, and Carlo Wilson, who goes by Los, would be indicted by the FBI for the double murder a year before. When they went to arrest Ed Boy, they searched his house and found multiple guns. The men must have thought they got away with it, as Ed Boy was seen on Facebook making threatening posts just months before his arrest. Peezy would be indicted in Ohio on drug charges sometime in 2016.
A lot of motherfuckers don't know I got indicted in Ohio first. On trafficking charges.
And then while fighting that case, he would release his final mixtape of the year, Mud In, Mud Out, with songs like I'm Good Part 3 and Like I'm Crazy.
Yeah, that remind me of young niggas out of Chicago right now. Blood in, blood out.
Just months after releasing this, the crew would receive a major blow as 9 more members, including Peezy, would be indicted by the FBI on RICO charges. RICO is an acronym that stands for Racketeering, Influencing a Corrupt Organization. The feds created this law back in the 70s as mob bosses were untouchable, as they weren't ever caught directly doing anything illegal. This new RICO law now made it illegal to contribute to a gang in any way. This crew would be put under fire, facing serious time. Peezy would say nothing to the police and be released on bond, on house arrest. This would be a major turning point in Peezy's life, as he no longer was willing to risk his life street hustling. And he would begin to really focus on rap around this time.
You got 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in the rap game.
Yeah.
Is this where you're...
You be real though. One thing about this shit, bro, if y'all some young niggas robbing, bro, when you get to this status, be like, nah, this nigga asked me a question like that on Vlad. You talking about something, you got 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in rap. Nah, I'm all the way rapping, cuz. What you talking about? All the way rapping.
Life just changed. Is this where the light bulb went off for you?
As soon as I caught the case, I quit hustling completely. Didn't do nothing else though in the street. I didn't fuck with nothing else. I went completely broke. You feel what I'm saying? And thank God that I took rap serious.
He would instantly put together his next tape, Ballin' Ain't a Crime, aimed directly at the feds, because Peezy actually wasn't caught committing a crime, but they used his music videos to indict him on being a part of the gang. One video being before rap, the feds used as evidence, as well as I'm Good Part 3, as Peezy can be seen in a Team Eastside trap house that was later raided after a CI had told police they were selling drugs out of the house.
Called Young Nigga World, Young Nigga Way, and another one called Before Rap. They used both of them in my indictment.
And free YNW Melly, Young Nigga World.
All my co-defendants guns and shit like that.
He created a close relationship with Oakland rapper Filthy Rich around this time as well, and appeared on the tape. He explained how Filthy Rich flew to Detroit and was the first person to see him after getting out of jail. He would also explain how Filthy Rich put him in touch with Ghazi. Ghazi is the owner of Empire Records, a music label known for collabing with independent artists without taking their royalties, like Young Dolph, Mo3, and many other artists. This alley-oop from Filthy would set Peezy up, and Ballin' Ain't a Crime was his first project released under his new independent label, Boys ENT, backed by Empire. Peezy would re-release some of his old projects under his new Empire deal, and within a few months would receive his first Empire check for $18,000. Now fully motivated to get rich off rap, Peezy would release 2 more projects this year, one being People's Champ and the other being Wintertime Grind, with big songs like 64 Bars. The next year in 2018, Peezy was spending the weekend in Milwaukee, which he has many ties to. After returning home to Detroit, he would go to the club with his guys. After leaving the club, he would stop at a gas station where he was approached by 2 men with guns attempting to rob him. Peezy would describe how he sat in his car, refusing to give up anything to the robbers. One of them would shoot him in the arm for this. After throwing around $2,000 out of the car and refusing to get out, the man would shoot him in the arm again and then take off running.
He like, give me everything you got. I pulled half of the money off through it. Before he did that, though, he shot me first. Boom. Then he like, nigga, give me everything. I'm like, all right. Threw half of the money. He like, get out the car. I ain't get out the car. He shot me again. Boom. Then he just took off.
Peezy's shoulder blade would be broken from the shots, but he made it to the hospital and survived the shooting. In July, Peezy would collab with Fotu Doug, Cash Kid, and a few other Detroit rappers on a song called STFU, which sits at almost 20 million views today.
But that's what you think, bro. Tell y'all, bro, if y'all in the streets, bro, and y'all robbing, y'all wearing chains, going to local gas stations and shit. One thing I'm gonna say, Slum, have a coat on and have your pipe in your coat and have your hand on trigger in the coat at all times, nigga. Like just, nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, come up to the jump, give me everything you got. You already hitting. You already, like, nigga, it's not, I'm not saying be scary or nothing like that, bro. And of course you might get caught lacking and shit like that. But if niggas don't see that jump, they not gonna blow, Slum. So if a nigga pointing a stick at you, right? And he thinking like, you in the car and you got your shit in your hand, you got your gun on, your hand on your gun, and it's in your coat, and it just look like you chilling. Nigga ain't gonna think he got a gun on him. Nigga gonna think, oh, I just caught this nigga lacking. You know what I'm saying? Soon as he say something, or move the stick a little bit outside of your range, just blow. Just go. Just go. Have
He would
gun on
also
you at
drop
all
No
times, but
Hooks,
have
a
hand
7-song
on
EP
gun
with
in the
no
wrong
hook on any
area.
of the songs,
I ain't gonna
with
lie,
big
just have
songs
hand
like
on
I'm
gun.
Good Part 5 with over 3 million
And I'm on
views.
some
Just
legal
months
shit.
later, Team
That's what
Eastside
you
would
supposed
take a
you got
major
jewelry
loss. It was
and
late
you in a
August
bad
of
area and you
2018.
on some
Peezy would
legal
explain how
shit.
he was chilling in the house in
You
the
supposed to
studio. His
legally
best
have your
friend, Team
firearm on
Eastside
you and be
Snoop,
ready
also
at all
known as
times.
Soda, would pull up to
But
the house
everybody
to
ain't
hang
call
out with
that, you know what I'm saying?
Peezy. After chilling for about 20 minutes, Soda said
Everybody
he
that
was
got
headed
called out,
home and would
everybody.
walk out of the house. Moments would
You
go
get
by and
to it,
Peezy would
niggas
see
who got caught
flashes and hear
lacking.
multiple gunshots. After running out of the house, he would see his friend with his legs hanging out of his car, instantly noticing his watch was missing.
I see his fucking legs hanging out the car. Me and my man walk up on him. He breathing slow and shit with holes in his fucking chest. First thing we notice is the watch. We like the watch. My man yelled the watch.
Peezy, still being on federal bond, would leave the scene just driving around trying to wrap his head around what had just happened before getting the call that Soda didn't make it. He would release a letter to Soda in tribute to his friend only a month later.
If I could turn back the hands of time, hey, I would have never left his side. Would have told him before he went outside, let me grab the strap so I can walk him to the ride, yeah.
Peezy did lose his closest friend this night, but he would also gain another one almost simultaneously as he heard Flint rapper Rio the Young OG and instantly requested to meet him, saying he knew he was talented and special. They would instantly become close friends, dropping their first songs together shortly after, but Rio was still in the street.
Don't care who niggas kill, we ain't backing down, let the streets alone, I'm a full-time rapper, nah, nigga.
The next year in 2019, Peezy knew he was getting close to sentencing and was going to prison. He would drop 2 projects this year, No Hooks 2 and Royalty 1. Rio will begin dropping huge songs this year, including his biggest song to date, Legendary, with over 37 million views today.
I gave you boys enough time to drop. Now this shit over. My Glock like a badass little kid. I put a switch on.
Rio will quickly become one of the hottest rappers in the
I know y'all niggas seen that little clip, bruh. Hold on, we might have to find that jump.
Midwest. He would make
We might have to find that jump real quick. I'm gonna come back to this jump. Hold up. That nigga Rio went crazy, y'all. Y'all need to start tuning into my videos. Y'all niggas ain't watching these videos enough. Yeah. Need y'all to tune the fuck in. But Legendary, let's go ahead and tap into that jump. I know y'all seen the Everybody Hates Chris clip. That jump went so hard. Hold up. Legendary, Everybody Hates Chris clip. Hold up. We gotta see if they got this down. Rio, I think Rio coming out too. Rio coming out. He might be out right now. Hold up. Damn. They don't got that jump? Let's see. Let's see. Nah, they must not got that jump, bro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, wait. Hold on. This might be it.
If it ain't about no bread, it's irrelevant. Yeah, I'm all about my bread, need a
legendary.
Here's diamonds on my wrist, twisting cookies in my front toe. On the paper chase.
Hey, that's supposed to be legendary. Somebody mixed it up, bro. And that shit was hot as fuck.
A huge mistake though and be caught on the phone and get wrapped up in a federal drug indictment right before Peezy went to prison. He would pay Peezy back in a big way, signing to his label for no money. Peezy would shortly after be sentenced to around 1.5 years in federal prison, and Rio would hold Boys ENT down while Peezy was locked up. Rio was racking in millions of streams, and by the time Peezy came home in 2021, he showed an empire check. He would instantly go to work after getting out of prison and drop a huge song with Rio called Chicken Coop with over 13 million views on YouTube today. This reunion wouldn't last long at all though, as Rio was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his Fed case shortly after Peezy's release.
It's my last day out, I'm finna jump fresh. Pull 100K out, go to the set.
They would also release Ghetto Free this summer. Peezy would finish the year off with a project called Free Rio, which was heat with huge songs like Rio Flow and I'm Good Part 6. Another crazy event would also happen this year as Peezy was parked in his driveway as he fell asleep in his car. It was around 4 a.m. on a Friday night when officers were called to the area after a shots fired call. Police would arrive on the scene and spot 2 men fighting, seemingly over the man's gun. Peezy beat the man up and police took Marquise Pope to jail on attempted armed robbery charges and held him on a $250,000 cash bond.
I feel good. That's when I get all the way up.
Nah, I'm getting out the car anyway, but I'll hurry up and get out now. Nah, I look now, I grab the other gun. We wrestling, bro. You wanna know how I get the gun? We wrestling. I bite the bitch and all. Nigga, come here, get this. Let me get this.
Damn.
Let me get this, nigga. He let it go.
Later in 2022, Peezy would lock in the studio and create one of his best projects to date, called Only Built for Diamonds.
Man, I might be on some Rip Grimes shit. I might bite a nigga neck out. Fuck you talking about? Might nigga rip a nigga esophagus out. Might nigga get to eating your ass, bitch. Stop playing with me. Trying to rob me, nigga. I'ma kill your ass.
He would also have big songs on there like Toter featuring G Herbo, as well as Can't Explain featuring Mozzie. The biggest song on this project would also be Peezy's biggest song to date, called 2 Million Up. This song was an absolute hit, and the video has over 50 million views on YouTube today, and the song is certified platinum.
Jesus.
I done put 2 million up, nigga. Ain't no falling up. I done put 2 million up.
He also remixed the song twice, with both having millions of views. From chasing 100 to 2 million up, Peezy had finally made it. He would drop 3 projects in 2023 and 1 so far this year of 2024, staying busy and out of trouble as he was seen with Donald Trump shortly before the election. I've been hearing that Rio is set to be released in December of this year, and I can't wait to see what the two have planned. If you haven't seen the Rio video yet, go check that out, and while you're at it, go over my other videos as I cover really interesting street stories. Also, don't forget to comment what you'd like me to cover next as I read it.
Man, Detroit is one of the grimiest cities. I'm just glad Peezy went from the streets and made it out, made millions, man. If y'all like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We got them coming every day, now for real. Can't even hold y'all.